Them bands is heavy, I need a brace. I am money, I guess the world is just a safe combination needed, not a coca key. I'm the extra lighter on the dresser. I know you need it, smoking out the competition, pouring up, we undefeated. What you heard, let's heard, we eating, talking about extra with a splash, extra acting bad, pull it like parades on parades, extra with the slab, pay what it cost for the tab, extra with the band, young Crystal King, better add extra on the. I go extra to be great, I go extra for the fam, I go extra for the.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll see the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa, after his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Dolphins and the Hawks, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Miami Dolphins and the Seattle Seahawks. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gauden, and we might see some extra opportunities for the backfields, for the running backs in this one, CD, because we've got the top pass defense going up against another top 5 pass defense in the league here, going head-to-head in this one.
And amazingly enough, they get tested each and every week, don't they? You would think people would look at their rankings and say, okay, we've got to try it a different way. But this is the NFL. People want to move the ball through the air. So these guys get a lot of practice each and every time out. A lot of respect between these two defenses, both recognizing how well the other is playing. But let's face it, that respect goes out the window as we get started in this one. One has to one-up the other. Let's find out who has the advantage in this game.
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from Seattle. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Check right. Correct one. Blue check. Opposite. Green.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense. That's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job, because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, and Next Gen Stats says that play took on him 2.8 seconds from beginning to end. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception, didn't have a touchdown to offset it. but the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Now this time he'll look to throw. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Being chased out left. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. We know they have these RPOs in their playbook, and look, we're seeing it here in the first quarter. You think we're going to see it as the game continues?
They trotted them out early for a reason, partner. They're letting them know that this is in the arsenal, and we rely on it. You better be prepared because this is going to be an all-day affair trying to stop them.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. They'll try and run for it with Jones. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
The kick by Elliott is good, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And what they do know is that they'll be playing at home come January, at least for one game, as they have locked up the NFC West.
And everyone wants that top spot, partner. We know that because that guarantees you home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But whether or not that's in the cards or not, You have to be impressed with how this team has played.
Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. This complete to Lockett. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. 14 yards that time, and a 1st down on the keeper. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for him. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Some mistakes already in the first quarter. If he holds on to 1st down.
And I'll guarantee you that at least one defensive back out there has reminded him of that fact, trying to get into his head and hoping that'll affect him the rest of the game.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And his throw here's incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Tua to try again on 2nd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Now Hill to return it. Gets past one man. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Up the middle, Jones. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Tua going to throw. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now it's Lockett. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
And he's going to be taken out of bounds, but not before he gets this all the way down to the 10. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Well, you know, most quarterbacks, when you talk about their big playability, you talk about the arm, but this, an absolutely huge play with a leg.
And also with his mind, because he had to see this play develop in order to make the decision to keep it and run. And how about him looking up and seeing the seas part for him once he got past the line of scrimmage? My first thought, I think he can go all the way, and I'm trying not to take over your call with this play, partner.
Here's Walker. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. They'll set up a throw. Touchdown, Seahawks. Noah Fant. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have retaken the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8. Now Tua. They complete it to Hill. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Well, this looks like a roughing call. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
On second down, Swift. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Looking to pass. Tua. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Tight defense there on third down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution because he realized he's in field goal range. No sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
Seibert able to knock this one through, and that will knot us up at 10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They're going to look to throw. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. A tall task ahead of them here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
First down now, but that clock rolling. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Tua. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. will get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And it's the Cardinals who have the lead as they play the second quarter. Kyler Murray, 2 touchdown passes thus far. Next, we head off to check out another game. And right now they have the lead over the visiting New York Giants. George Pickens, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they trail in that one to the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. Devontae Adams, a touchdown reception. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for Miami in that first half. And there's not much to speak of in terms of passing efficiency. But in a tie game, they know a few tweaks could make a big difference going forward. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, we get a look at their numbers on the ground in that first half, as they'll be looking to rev things up here in a tie ball game. Both these teams going through their final adjustments before heading back out of the locker room. Time for us to go back out to Lumen Field, where we rejoin Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. It's a tied football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. On the counter, it's Walker. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. He's still having trouble moving the ball on the ground.
Yeah, so much for halftime adjustment. Sometimes the best adjustment you make is no adjustment. You just do things better. But in this case, I think an adjustment was in order. They may have to change up and start throwing the ball around a little bit more.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
A quick throw complete out to Beckham. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins will take over here just shy of the 30. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. After the turnover, it's Tua. And his throw is incomplete. After the incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Wilson's got it complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Returnable for Lockett. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He's got his tight end fan. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, they'll throw. Throw right side into the hands of Akins. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give him 12 yards that time. Well, I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Straight ahead, Walker. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And yet again, nowhere to run. This time maybe we'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. The kick by Elliott is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Miami set to take over. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a 1st?
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just help receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. It's Hill, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 39. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Tua. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
By the way, you'd be looking at about a 47-yarder from here as they come up on an important 3rd down. And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And the Dolphins have tied things up here in the 4th. So with less than a minute gone by here in this 4th quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great 4th quarter.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go through the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
They get this to Beckham on the perimeter. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's going to be met at about the 43.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So a big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. This to break our 4th quarter tie. The kick by Elliott is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied error. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. On 1st down, Tagovailoa finds Hill on the crossing route, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 54 yards. And the Dolphins use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. fields it right around the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Well, Seattle now ready to march onto the field. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. And they'll begin by running the option. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. How about that? Their quarterback, 75 yards. And the Seahawks answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead.
I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. In one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Once again, it's Swift. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Tua. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Tua now on 1st down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out. You're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. On the give, it's Walker. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. Wow, I mean, it's so rare to even see one attempted from that distance, CD, let alone converted. But he came through with confidence and matches what was Tom Dempsey's 43-year NFL record at one point of 63 yards.
Yeah, I can still see that highlight of Dempsey making that kick, and nowadays we see it a little bit differently because, remember, Dempsey was a straight-on kicker. But these guys nowadays, the range keeps increasing, and they keep putting it through the posts.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw. And that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 39 yards there, a big one. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Going right back to Wilson. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. They come up on a 1st and goal in most likely 4-down territories. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle there to make the grab. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down by 1. And time, a huge factor. Their long win streak in great peril as they come up 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Gets this to Fant. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Back to throw. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Give to Walker on the read option. Bradley Chubb there on the tackle. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
But that incompletion reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
Let's go. Switch left. Check pitch. Yellow. 1. Switch yellow.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Dolphins, they move to 7-9 on the year with the win.